Emotional release tools are so much fun. You're going to love them. The first one we're going to look at is called a tantrum. Basically, think of a child in a supermarket who can't have his favorite cereal. When this happens, kids get on the floor and they start kicking and screaming and flailing their body around. If you didn't do this as a child, then I'm very sorry, you're massively missing out. What they're doing is incredibly intelligent. As they're kicking their feet onto the floor, and they're moving left and right, they're opening the psoas muscle, the muscle that connects from the lower lumbar in the spine into the pelvis and down to the femur to the leg. And then that connects to the knee and it goes all the way down. So it's only the one muscle that connects to two different bones in our body as one complete muscle. So it just connects our upper half and our lower half of our body together. This muscle gets a lot of trauma stuck in it, as does our pelvis. So when the child is kicking their legs in this way, they're releasing all of the trapped emotion in the psoas, in this muscle, and also in the lower chakras. So I don't get what I need. I don't get food. That emotion doesn't get stuck in the belly. And then as you see, as they move up, they're hitting down with their hands left and right, and their whole chest is moving from side to side. It's opening at the sternum, so that whole area around the heart and the pericardium is starting to stretch. And in the heart, they're not getting the vibration of nobody loves me because I don't get my favorite cereal. And then at the same time, and this is really important, it's what most people don't do, the neck is moving all the way left and all the way right. So then all the muscles and all the fascia around the throat and the vagus nerve is getting activated, the muscles are getting released, and the feeling, the vibration of nobody listens to me, I'm not heard because I'm not getting my favorite cereal, isn't getting stuck in their chakra system. So although, of course, they're going to get fed and people love them and listen to them, the act of having this tantrum means that the negative emotions don't get stored in their body. And this is why children are really happy a few seconds afterwards. Now, you can try this in a number of different ways. The most important thing is to take a deep breath at the beginning and then to scream as loud as you possibly can. And then to kick the legs, bang the hands, rip the chest open, and move the neck side to side. When you're kicking the legs, you can do it in different ways, but what helps is if you imagine you were swimming, because we're really looking at where the psoas connects to the leg. That's the kind of muscle that we want to stretch down as the leg moves. So you can try with your knees up, but at some point try to stretch those legs all the way out. So it's kind of the legs are detaching from the pelvis. This is going to give you the biggest physical release in the muscle to get the most trauma out of that area. You can get really angry and make a lot of noise while you do this, and you can also just be silly if you feel that you don't have the anger in you. You don't need to be angry to do the exercise. The movements are opening the muscles and they're opening the chakras so old energy can come out. Generally, with emotional release, we can do it as an emotion happens. If we do it the moment something happens, then it's not going to get stuck into our body. And the hand scream that we're going to learn later next is probably better for this. And before sessions, we can activate old emotion that's been in the body for a very long time. So this is really good just to do these exercises, never for too long, maybe like one breath in, a long scream, and then repeat it 3-4 times. Sometimes once is enough. And you can bring this exercise into your practice. You can do it in the middle. I generally find shake, little emotional release, shake again, get back into a pleasurable state quite quickly. We don't want to get stuck in the anger and the trauma because we'll just be in there forever. Really, we want to express it as quickly as we can and then move into pleasure and joy. So just practice. You're just screaming around on the floor like a child. It's not rocket science, but there are a few helpful tips like this to remember. And that, just to repeat, that is you're stretching the muscles, you're opening the chest, you're relaxing the vagus nerve, and just think pelvis, psoas, trying to get the spine out of the pelvis.